so the shop is still kind of well, it's clean, but it's kind of the floor's still a little bit wet, so I can't really do anything over there, put any of this stuff back. So I'm gonna try to figure out the issue with this VGT turbo surging issue on this this truck. So I feel like, I mean, because it works fine, like it's doing exactly what it needs to do as far as its commanded VGT cycle. So I'm almost thinking it could be like a bad wire or something going to like the EVP sensor. Maybe the EVP sensor's messed up. Maybe the pigtail going to the VGT solenoid is messed up. Maybe there's some wires rubbing somewhere. Maybe it's got, you know, not enough oil pressure, because there is like an updated oil tube, feed and drain tube for these things. But I just feel like it's not stuck, because you could get in there and you could cycle it with the programmer or the scanner that I have. You could cycle the VGT and it works exactly. It doesn't do anything like that, and it's just weird because the percentage goes up and down, so it's not like the turbo is surging by itself. It's getting the voltage that it wants to do, but it's just weird that it's getting that voltage, and that is the issue. So trying to diagnose these things is kind of weird sometimes. I've been trying to search a bunch online and try to figure it out, but I'm just going to start taking some stuff apart, wiggle the turbo, you know, make sure that the shaft and, you know, everything's not bad with that. Pull off this intake, look at the EBP sensor, pigtails, ICP sensor, the oil feed tube and everything to the turbo. Maybe I'll just pull the turbo off anyhow just to make sure, but I don't know, just got a couple of little things to check, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then hopefully we get this thing figured out. So I got this turbo apart over here, and I made a mistake taking it apart, and it actually busted off this guy right here, and basically that goes right there, and that's what these little VGT things do. If you guys aren't familiar with these VGT turbos, basically what happens is it essentially changes the size of the exhaust housing with this unison ring right here. So what you'll do is this thing will set right here on these little vanes, and what it's doing and why it was surging is it was essentially just closing off the exhaust housing. So I believe this is fully closed, so you can see how tiny it makes, basically makes it so there's less gap in between the turbine wheel and the for the exhaust to escape, so that these things would be really close to this, so all of the exhaust will go through there and essentially speed up the turbo at a very fast rate at low RPM. And then basically when you get, let's say, out on the highway and you're at full boost, it'll open up all the way, and basically you just kind of let the exhaust housing breathe. And that's how that's why the 6-liter sounds so different from when they're like cruising through the parking lot at idle versus when they're like getting on the interstate. They're just really whistly down low because the turbo is all spooled, and then as soon as they get on the highway, they just kind of like open up and they roar. But yeah, normally a lot of these things, they'll get eaten out in here, and then this little actuator arm, which this thing seems to move fairly freely. So I went ahead and I pulled this thing out, this VGT solenoid. I actually have another turbo right here that came on another truck, so I might just end up pulling that one apart, double checking, make sure everything is good with it, and then throw it on since I did break this piece. I could just use the exhaust housing off of this one. This one's a Reman turbo. It's a Mahle, M-A-H-L-E, and so I don't know, when it was in the truck, it just felt really hard to spin. I don't know why, but it just felt like there was a lot of resistance on it, whereas this one feels really free. But this one just didn't have a VGT solenoid, so I could go ahead and swap that one off of here and then put it back together. So that's, hopefully we'll get her figured out. so the little time-lapse camera died, but there is, that's the new turbo that's going on it, or new used, or new old, or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, everything seems alright. Got the unison ring and everything. I actually ended up swapping them out because the one looked like a little wobbly and had like a weird notch in it. So yeah, went ahead and got it all back together, and hopefully we're good to go. So I don't know, I still kind of have a feeling it's not the turbo, but I had to pull it off and just, you know, kind of start there. And then I think if it doesn't end up being this, it's probably going to be some sensors or something stupid, or maybe even it's like that freaking tuner on it, just telling it a bunch of stuff. But yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and throw it back on and see how she does. So, if you could hear the background music, I got some classical mix on right now, because we're at that stage of this thing where, like, once you like got past getting the turbo out and like shocking the alternator and, like, you know, a big old lightning bolt, and you know, the getting that stupid turbo out of there. Once you're past that frustrating part and you didn't burn down the truck, now when you go to put everything back together, this is when you really, like, you just want to just like set this thing on fire, because it's so simple and it's so stupid. I've almost done it before, and I know people hate this about this freaking 6 liters, is this back pipe right there going into the turbo. It's a V-band and it just always never just wants to line up right. As you can see, I got the ratchet strap method, pulling it this way, pull some tension on it, and then basically you stick one pry bar laying down there, and then you pop it up a little bit, and then you'll be able to get it, it'll like pop up into place, and then you slip the clamp on, and then you take off your ratchet strap. But literally, you will want to burn down the truck, because it's so frustrating trying to do that. And yeah, so it's a little tip: ratchet strap, pull it this way. I just have the ratchet strap kind of right there in the middle of the V, pulling tension this way. But yeah, that's a little tip. But now I think all we gotta do is throw the gasket back on, and you know, put all the intake stuff, and then we should be good to at least try this thing. All right, so now we got the turbo installed. I had to run over and borrow a gasket. Well, actually, I got a gasket from one of my diesel homies that's locally has a shop around here. But so we're gonna start it up and hear and see if it works. See if it sounds like frickin' teriyaki tornado.
Making Nagasaki noisy boy, bud. Teriyaki tornado.
Shanghai City guy.
It's not Shanghai, it's Garrett.
No, it's Reman.
Oh, Reman, so it is Shanghai.
Man, she shuts off quick. Yeah. I thought it would like stay spinning for a little while, but no, it's like, hopefully it's getting oil. But the VGT was cycling, so
it's good.
I guess now we just freaking smash her back together and take her for a rip. That works for me.
You're missing all the good content when Trevor's saying he hates 6 liters after he's like, I love it, 6 liters.
Fucking used to like 6 liters.
What do you think of it now?
Dave, do you have your old intake tube?
It's in that box somewhere. I think that's
AFE.
It's my RS. My RS showing up.
Is he bringing it here?
Yeah.
He messaged me and he's like, come by it. And I was like, not for fucking 36.
what's it done to it.
I don't know.
No. Oh, is that? Does it have a blown off coupler or what?
Yeah,
They come with one. That's what they come with.
Well, no, not black. It's got aluminum intake.
Oh, fucking bitch.
It's got aluminum intake.
Yeah, it's like a CX racing looking one.
All right. Well, I gotta.
It's
All right. So, Colton, what are we doing today?
Trevor's buying another car.
He's trying to sell me another car. No, we're doing this thing where we test drive things before I buy them on the auction. Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You think that's what it is?
For sure.
But you gotta put on your seatbelt.
Oh yeah, you're right. I don't trust Trevor.
Well. Oh, this thing's tight. I like it already, Colton.
Good, buy it. Oh yeah, definitely.
Like Focus RS gets destroyed by Saab. I think it would.
I don't think it would.
I mean, I don't know. It's kind of hard to say. Because it feels fast, but like the Saab.
Yours is also tuned.
Mine.
This one's not.
Yeah, but these make 350 stock.
Yeah, but how much does the Saab make it?
250 stock.
Plus, what is the tune though? Brings it up to what?
Like 330 wheel.
Liar!
Something like that. No, it's like 300 wheel, I think.
It is heavier though.
This thing has like all that bottom end torque like the S's. Track use only. Oh, drift! Oh! Yeah, let's go give that a try. Let's give that a try. Normal, sport, track use only. Can we really go give the drift mode a try? Do you think that'd be cool? Not on camera.
Compared to the Saab, this could be a new daily.
Yeah, but you know what this is?
What?
It's just a Focus. I honestly feel like my Saab is faster. I really do.
I don't know. If you throw a tune on here, it'll open it up.
I mean, tuned this thing probably would. I mean, I would hope it'd be faster than the Saab.
This is the color I want though. I want white. The gearing in these are so long.
It is pretty long.
So long.
Yeah, like you can just tell it has like a lot of potential.
Yep.
Like I think it has a lot of potential. I think like right now the Saab would be the. I don't know. The Saab just has like so much like mid-range, just like pull, whereas this thing feels like it has like a lot of that like kind of low-end torque, but then kind of falls off.
Right.
At the top, which is typical of like a.
Well, think about the turbo size though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The turbo's not that big. It's bigger than an ST, but
Yeah.
yep, brakes work real good.
All right, Colton. So how much? How much?
34.9.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, you can do it.
So if you guys are interested, Colton Green,
I'll even throw in that.
it's Bradley Ford Pueblo. No, they actually did just get this trade in today,
We did. Yep.
and so
Just came in today.
And you're just out here just parading it around.
Yep. Trevor needs to buy one.
No, he really does want me to buy this thing. Let's pop the hood. I want to let's show. Oh, look at that! It was the right temperature too.
Right there.
Did a fork.
He's got to peek his mic on the camera.
That surge sounds good.
It sounds like a 6-liter.
Does that say Mr. Moto?
Oh god. That's
Yeah, I think it does.
10 grand off.
Yeah, that's definitely an aftermarket
That's
intercooler.
Mr. Moto,
But
probably.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
That's mine at 10 grand, so 26.
How many's off?
Oh yeah, and then this is broken, so that's another grand off.
these things are nice. I like the seats, man. These seats are really nice.
Are they heated? Does it heat?
Yeah, and the heated steering wheel too. Boost weather, Ty. Give her a little bop 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 on the.
Boost.
Ready, bud.
Janky.
There we go. There it is.
Fixed.
Done.
Let's see.
Take it for a rip. Do rest on RS.
Take it for it.
No bad news. It's still surging. The first like 2-minute drive was fine. Maybe it's just pulling out of the shop was fine, and then now it's not. And it'll do the same like surging and doing all that crazy stuff. You can just hear it like loading up. This is like 70% like VGT, which means it's like basically fully closed, which you should have opened up because we were at like 20 pounds of boost. It should have been at like full open, but instead it just is doing its silliness thing again. Silliness.
It smells pretty too.
It smells hot and mad. So I cleared the check engine light that it had and then changed some of the settings. There's like a low boost response setting for this edge attitude thing. And I kind of feel like it's this freaking edge because that thing is like, it's one of those, it doesn't actually flash the whole computer. It like ties into all the sensors and lies the ECU and makes it do certain stuff. And so I don't know if that's what is actually happening with it, because changing that, I believe, changes the way it responds to like low boost, so it like ramps up the boost really fast. So I changed that, and it started acting a little bit differently, and then it started surging and having the same issue, and then now it kind of surges, and then it like gets over like a hill, and then it like just works fine. So check this out. So basically what it was doing there is exactly what it needs to do, which is at low RPM, you know, the VGT be at like 50 to 60%, which basically means it's kind of halfway closed and spooling the turbo. And then as soon as it gets into boost, like, you know, 5 pounds of boost, it just freaking opens like to like 20, 30. And then after it does that, then it should just stay at like 15% at like wide open throttle like it's doing right now. And I mean, it's good now. This thing's like kind of fast. Like, it's kind of hilarious, like how fast this thing is. But like when that stupid VGT thing works, but it's just, I don't know why it's being finicky. Maybe it is the vanes in the turbo, because that turbo that I did put on there, wasn't necessarily the greatest turbo. It was kind of rusty looking on the inside, and had a little bit of pitting by the VGT stuff. So I don't know. There's a ball bearing like Garrett Power Max turbo for sale locally on Craigslist that I thought about picking up and putting that on here, but then I have to spend like $700 on a turbo, whereas this one was just like a clean thing. And I mean, the turbo didn't take a whole long time to get off. It was mostly the cleaning, but yeah. So see, just cruising, 30%, 3 pounds of boost, lay into it. So I mean, honestly, like that is doing exactly what it needs to do. So I mean, maybe it just needed to unstick itself and cycle itself a few times, but I don't know. I just it's hard for me to like actually trust this like truck and like turbo, like, because the idea about behind this whole truck was like, oh, I could get this truck and sell my 6.7 and use that money to like make more money, but now it's like I don't. Maybe it just wants the shit beat out of it all the time. 'Cause it's, I don't know. Yeah, it'd be hard for me to trust this truck if it was doing finicky stuff like this. Like, you don't want to be towing across the country and then all of a sudden your turbo's freaking surging and you can't get up, like you can't even pull out of a driveway. So I don't know. I think that's probably gonna be it. Should that be it for this video? I mean, that's probably gonna be it for this like Powerstroke update video. Maybe we fixed it, maybe we didn't. I thought about painting it, but I don't know. Maybe I should just freak the lister for sale and go take a loan out on my truck and just do. I don't know. I have things to figure out, but I appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you later.